Hello, everyone. Hello, all. Welcome back to Formula for Speed. I'm your host, Chad. I'm with my lovely, lovely co-host. So before I get to her name, she's making me cover something in this beautiful segment that we like to call Let's Talk About It. Guys, it's a tough subject for me to cover. But Babyface, I'm sorry I said your name. Please introduce yourself, Babyface. Say hello to the people.
Hello.
She's also salty, kind of, like me, because we're covering today, guys, our team's B drivers, which is a not sore subject for me, but I'm a little worried. I will say that, Babyface. Guys, of course, you know, my team is McLaren. Let me know in the comments who your team is and how you feel about your B drivers. Let us know. Babyface.
Yes.
You brought it to my attention, and everybody just let you know. Babyface brought it to my attention that we needed to talk about my beloved. We needed to cover Danny Rick.
Mm-hmm.
She has some concerns about his performance.
Are you suggesting you don't?
What I'm saying is he's new to the team. It's a new car. He's adjusting.
In a crashing fashion?
Okay, so guys, this is tough for me to talk about because she brought it to my attention that she feels like Danny Rick's not cutting it. He may not work out. It's not words I want to hear. Guys, let me know in the comments how you feel. If you've been following, if you've been a long-time Danny Rick fan, if you're a McLaren fan, how do you all feel about Danny Rick? I'm going to start off with this, Babyface. So I went back and I said, let me make sure I have this right. Going back to, say, testing. He looked solid in testing to me. Solid enough. Mm-hmm. Then we go to Bahrain in qualifying. He qualifies ahead of Norris. Guys, he qualified in 6th position. Norris qualified in 7th. First race, I'm like, wow, this is the Danny Rick. He's Danny Rick of old, man. We're gonna see him come back to his great form. Not that he ever lost it, but I think this is the car I felt like going into the season, guys. And I said this before, McLaren was going to be a contender, probably top 3 or 4. So I felt like this was the car for him to do it. We go to the race. End results, guys. Norris finishes 4th. Babyface, he finishes 4th. Mm-hmm. Danny Rick finishes 7th. Solid. Mm-hmm. Not ideal, but solid. Mm-hmm. Norris is on form. Okay, cool. I was like, all right, that's first race. Then we go to Italy. Guys, in Italy, again, Danny Rick outqualifies Norris. Mm-hmm. 6th. Norris is running 7th. Mm-hmm. So, Babyface, so far, make sure I have this correct. We went to Bahrain, qualifying 6th and 7th, right? Italy, same thing. 6th and 7th, right? So, guys, as I'm looking at the proof, we go to another race in Italy. I'm like, this is Danny Rick's, he's about, all right. Norris, killing it, and I'm happy. 3rd. He gets 3rd. Danny Rick gets what he qualified, 6th. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, that's first year in the car. He's still going solid, top 10. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then we get to Portugal. Okay. Qualifying. Norris is 7th. Danny Rick is 16th. And I said, oh, okay. We'll make it up in the race. We get to the race. Norris finishes very well again. 5th. Danny Rick finishes 9th. So you're seeing qualifying Danny Rick's on pace. When it comes to the race, it's just like Norris just pulls something. He's just on another level. So Portugal is when Babyface mentions, get a little worried there, man. I said, whoa. Me worried? I mean, is he finishing behind? Yeah, but he's still solid. He said, but he's consistently finishing behind. And Norris is consistently in the top 5. I was like, I know these things. Guys, let me know in the comments, would you be worried? So far, we're through Portugal, and I've read you qualifying results, race results. Danny Rick finishes 9th in Portugal. So Babyface brings this to my attention. I said, okay, we're fine. Babyface, I told you, we'll be fine. Mm-hmm. I said, wait till Spain. Wait till Spain. I said, okay, so cool. Qualifying. Once again, Babyface. Qualifying. Danny Rick beats him and he out-qualifies him. 7th to Norris's 9th. Mm-hmm. So there's a pattern here. Mm-hmm. Qualifying, Danny Rick is getting him. Racing, he's not. When it comes to race day, it's not there. So in Spain, that's when I smiled. I said, You were just worried about him. Guys, Danny Rick finishes 6th. Norris finishes 8th. Mm-hmm. We're good. We then get to Monaco. Mm-hmm. Monaco. Norris qualifies 5th. Danny Rick 12th. Mm-hmm. Kind of worried me. I said, okay. The race results has really got me. Guys, and at this point, let me know. What are your thoughts? I mean, race results, we all know Norris finished 3rd. Danny Rick finished 12th outside of the points. So, at this point, me and Babyface, since the 3rd race, she was like, I'm worried about him. I think they expected more. And my argument was, Babyface, he's out qualifying. He shows he has a pace. And she's like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the race results show otherwise. Qualifying's one part of it, but the race results are another part. So then we get to Baku, and I just watched qualifying when it happened. Not the strongest circuit for our team. Norris qualifies 6th. Solid. Norris, I'm happy. I'm like, yes. 6th place. He's qualified. Danny Rick crashes.
Which position is he starting in?
13th. So, guys, you've seen what I read you, and I'm pleading my case because maybe Babyface is making me think about this too much. Maybe she's making me worry. I don't know. Maybe this is her doing that I'm thinking. Maybe she's in my head. Guys, let me know in the comments. Is Babyface is she causing me to think about this a little too much? Is Danny Rick actually fine? Is there anything I need to be worried about as a McLaren fan since Senna and Prost? Is there anything I need to be worried about? Because looking at qualifying, I think I'm okay. Looking at the race results, okay, like, perfect example, guys, something else. Overall, standings for drivers. Lando Norris, no one had him at 3rd. At the beginning of the season, no one had Lando right now ahead of Bottas, Perez. No one. I didn't, at least. I did not. I don't know if you did. So right now, Lando's in 3rd. Danny Rick is in a solid 8th. He's behind Bottas, Perez, and the 2 Ferraris. So guys, please let me know. Am I thinking about this too much? Am I paranoid? Right? Is it all in my head? Should I be worried like Babyface has stated her concern? Should I have the same level of concern over Danny Rick's race day performance? Babyface, what do you think?
I'm in your head. Is that what you said?
I wasn't thinking about this, so you start mentioning it.
That is so not true. You're so full of it.
How many? No. How many times did you come to me and I said, no, he's fine. Don't worry about it.
And how many times have you seen qualifying and the race, and after the race said...
Only after you said something to me.
Oh, you are lying.
That's not true. Babyface, be honest. I I didn't want to think about anything about Danny Rick possibly not performing up to snuff until you stated to me, I'm worried about Danny Rick. I didn't even want to do the let's talk about it on Danny Rick. Babyface got in my head, guys. Babyface, I feel like you got in my head. I'm blaming this on you. Gotta blame it on somebody. Guys, I even have to take a sip of my wine. Gotta take a sip of my wine.
Are you done making a complete theater out of this?
Babyface, you're talking about my team. And my B driver. As if he's not performing up to snuff. As if he's dropping. I felt like, because I don't want to misquote you, but I felt like your concern is coming from a place that you're worried about his future at McLaren next year. Do I have that correct?
Well, doesn't he have a multi-year contract?
Even still, I feel like you got me feeling like they're going to restructure. I mean, that's... What do you think, Babyface? Let me know your thoughts. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Is she right to show concern?
So, let's be clear.
Please.
I like Danny Rick. I'm a Danny Rick fan.
Of course.
My second team is Red Bull. And
Solid.
I loved Max and Danny Rick together. My soul was crushed when I saw him leaving Red Bull for Renault. I could not wrap my head around that. I didn't understand it. I was mad about it. And then he goes to Renault, and that entire season, last season, I was almost in tears because I loved watching Danny Rick with the late braking and the overtaking. I remember when he won Monaco, and he was nursing that car across the finish line and how happy he was.
Yeah.
And he also seemed to have really bad luck when it came to Australia. He would have a do not finish. And it happened even before Renault. It happened with Red Bull. It would be in do not finish, crashing, didn't even start.
Right.
And he's such a fun guy. It's very difficult to dislike Danny Rick. You can just tell that he brings a whole new mood to the grid and the team because he's always smiling, he's always happy, and he's a very good driver. He is amazing at late braking, as I mentioned a second ago. I always felt like he should have either stayed an extra year at Red Bull and then switched over to McLaren, or switched over at McLaren when he had the chance, when he had the opportunity to pick between Renault and McLaren.
I agree with you there. He should have went to McLaren before Renault.
Seeing Danny Rick in the front.
Do you think his confidence took a blow?
I think it yes.
You think so?
But let's face it. I think mentally it's taxing on any driver when you have a skill level and you've performed at a certain... that is an argument that we can make about Vettel. It's an argument we can make about Alonso. I think the only one that you can't really make that argument on is Kimi, because Kimi's doing his own thing. He's just like, I'm not... you could tell he's racing because he loves racing. He's not after a chip. He's just wanting to do what he loves. But for all the other drivers, I think it qualifies that if you're still trying to be a top performer, be in the top 5, be a contender for either the podium or pole, it's gonna wear on you a little bit. Now, do I think that it has worn on his confidence to the degree that he will not be able to turn it around? No. I think there's a lot of fire left in Danny Rick. But I am a bit concerned. I was really happy when I saw him switch over to McLaren, and I was expecting a little bit more out of him.
Do you think this feels like a Red Bull 2.0 now? Because I don't think anybody had Lando performing at third, being third in the drivers right now. And guys, let me know in the comments, did any of you have Lando running third overall? So do you think he kind of feels like now it's extra pressure because Lando is doing so well?
Absolutely, because I honestly, and this may have only been me, I honestly thought that Danny Rick was going to join McLaren and be almost a bit of a mentor to Lando, because Danny Rick has a skill of years that, Lando still has to get those years under his belt, though Lando is very, very good, as he's clearly proving. So yeah, I think it's chipping a little bit at his pride, and he's feeling the pressure. He's clearly feeling the pressure. You can tell by his social media post, but he's still keeping it positive. Like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to get used to this. I'm going to turn it around.
It's a new car.
But here's what worries
me.
New
engineers,
Here's what worries me. So, usually, in my experience, and obviously I haven't read or watched every interview by every Formula One driver, but the drivers that say that the car does not conform to their driving style, they struggle, and they tend to struggle a lot more than the ones that conform their driving style to the car. And that might have just been a slip of the tongue, an expression, and perhaps he is trying to adjust his driving style to the car. But when I heard that, all my red flags went up, and I thought, no. And he knows that. It's not like I'm over here sitting in my chair. I have no advice to offer to someone like Danny Rick, who is a Formula One driver, a successful Formula One driver. He's proven he has the talent and he's good. I have no advice for him, clearly, so I come from a completely uneducated place as it relates to Formula One driving experience.
Right.
But it did worry me because I thought, oh gosh, I hope he's sincerely not trying to adjust that car to his driving style, because he's going to get stuck, and it's clearly not working. And you kept saying, well, give him 4 or 5 races, he'll be fine. Well, we're 4 or 5 races in. I'm starting to worry. I don't think McLaren will do what Red Bull is known for, like halfway through the season after 1 year go, yep, we're done with you. I think McLaren will be the team. They're looking for longevity. I think they'll give him another year's chance. But boy, if Danny Rick does not improve for the rest of the season and show considerable improvement 2022, I'm worried.
Well, my thing is this. Now, I've stated this point to you guys. I'm going to state it to you as well. A lot of the first-year drivers are struggling if they're new to a team, right? You're seeing it with Alonso. Vettel's now getting better. He didn't. To be fair to Vettel, he didn't have a ton of testing time. Perez is doing okay, but who was the guy on Red Bull's team who kind of said, they need him to do more? So if you look at guys, just to name them, Alonso, Vettel,
here is my objection.
Perez and Ricciardo, they're all struggling.
You have an excellent point with that. But here is my one objection and concern with McLaren. Perez is better than everyone else that they've tried to match up with Max since Danny Rick left.
That's very true. Very true.
Even though he's not delivering, as you would call it, the 1-2 punch, he is the one that has gotten the closest.
That's true. Since Danny Rick, yes.
And he's much closer to anyone else when it comes to being in the front with Max. With Vettel and Stroll are still kind of in the back. They're at the tail end of the 10 pointers, right? The 10th position, at the tail end of getting points. So, they're...
And that car is not the easiest to drive, so I get it.
Their goal is a bit different. The new team also, because Aston Martin is coming in, and I think they're as a whole trying to figure things out. So I don't think there's quite a lot of pressure on Vettel just yet, because they're still trying to get their feet under them. Same with Alonso. We have Alpine now. Alonso comes in. Ocon is doing considerably better than Alonso, but guess what? It's a brand new team that, the old team principal, help me with his name. I can't remember his name. I've completely forgotten his name. The old Renault Tim.
I know you're talking about. Cyril's gone.
Cyril left, so now you have a new team. They're still trying to get their legs under them. So you can't really look at the drivers and go, oh, you came to an established team where we were improving, and now you're kind of no. They're all still trying to get their legs under them. That is what's different about McLaren. McLaren last season showed considerable improvement. You said it out as the last season finished that you were expecting McLaren to be the best of the rest.
True indeed.
So with Danny Rick coming in, you can't look at the team. They're not trying to get their legs under them. They're established and they are on a consistent upward trajectory. Even Lando has been in the car for a couple of years now, so he's gotten used to it. Of course, it wouldn't be a huge surprise.
But then Lando even said recently he's not able to drive the car like he wants, and he's still putting on. He's still 3, so it makes that even worse for Danny Rick. It's just like.
But with Danny Rick, he was pulled in to
to deliver.
to deliver in the sense of becoming the A driver and mentoring Lando, or being a 1-2 punch.
It's a 1-2
with
punch.
Lando.
Right.
And he's not delivering that.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, guys, we could talk about this forever. It is a tough pill for me to swallow. I was telling one of my bros, Jeffrey Theodore Owens, by the way, out of Hampton, Virginia. Young Theodore. He likes cars like me, and he often makes me face some tough subject matters, as in when it comes to cars and racing. So, it's one of those things I could talk about this all day, but the heat's not only on me, babyface. The heat's not only on me. No. Guys, we're going to switch to... Let us know what your final thoughts are on the Danny Rick situation at McLaren, how he's performing. What do you all think? Now, we're going to switch to your beloved Mercedes, Valtteri Bottas. I'm going to let you lead it off.
I don't think Valtteri's going to be around for next season, and it breaks my heart because
breaks your heart.
I really like Valtteri. I've always liked Valtteri.
You do. What do you like about him again?
You know what? I feel like he's the old reliable and steady on the grid. Like, he might not always be in the front, but boy, he's always somewhere, and you can't just
similar to Kimi. Yes, but he's just not as good. But he's very attitude wise.
Yes, similar. Except for not even the attitude, because Kimi can get fiery. He will let someone have it. Yeah. Valtteri isn't quite like that. But I've always had a huge liking for Valtteri. I realize that Valtteri's not like Hamilton, obviously. But I've always enjoyed watching him, and he's a solid.
Valtteri's more than solid. He's a good driver.
To keep up with Hamilton and to continuously perform in that car, you have to be good. You those of us sitting here just giving our criticism, we can't do what Valtteri does.
Not even close.
Even if we had a robot to guide us,
not even close. Not even close.
So, Valtteri, he has a rough start to the season. Obviously, it was not everything was his fault. Like the pit
Spain
stop and that.
Man, I
think it took them like 48 hours to get that tire off. So stuff like that. But it's just not working out for him this season, and I'm starting to be concerned because I know Valtteri wants his own chance at a chip, and he hasn't renewed his contract. And I'm thinking, well.
He still hasn't renewed?
I don't believe so. I may have missed that, but I don't believe so. So I really hope he comes back for the 2022 season, especially with all the rule changes. But if Mercedes started looking at George Russell, as I think we all know, George Russell is the one that's going to take a Mercedes seat.
He's next up.
George Russell is very good. He's been doing his thing at the Williams, and he clearly is talented. He's going to be Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc 2.0, in a Mercedes. And I don't want to see Valtteri go. I don't even know where he would go if he left Mercedes. I mean, where do you go? Do you go to Red Bull? What? I don't see how, because Perez is actually doing decent. I mean, maybe Red Bull decides that he's not delivering well enough, but frankly, what are your options for both Red Bull and Valtteri? So I am a bit concerned that he is not returning with Mercedes, and I'm a bit concerned about his future, because not by his fault, but it's just not working out for him this season, and that makes me sad because I really like Valtteri.
Well, to be fair, not all of it's his fault. He's just not performing like he never has performed like Lewis. It's not fair to expect him to. Lewis is one of the best we've ever seen. I'll say this: do I think Valtteri? Honestly, who do you get? I mean, you can bring up George Russell, but all the teams are going younger now. So, honestly, if Lewis wins this year, I wouldn't be surprised if behind closed doors they don't want him to go to, because they want to go younger. Now, Lewis is still a great driver, but to bring George Russell in, another young driver like Ferrari's doing, a lot of teams are going younger, right? So if Red Bull doesn't win this year, they're not even sure if Max is going back to Red Bull. They don't even know his future right now. So he could potentially go. Nobody knows. Maybe Valtteri can go to Red Bull. I don't know. Do I think Valtteri's fine? I think that, man, look, Valtteri's not had the best of luck this year. Bad race. He probably could have got second there. Moved him up. Other races, other Grand Prix, he just wasn't performing like. He's not a good tire preserver like Hamilton. And this Mercedes car is not that great this year. I'm sorry. I'm tired of people. I wish people would stop getting on the bandwagon. They have the best car out there. They don't.
No, in my opinion,
they don't have the best car. Red Bull has the best car.
Red Bull has the best car, and Ferrari's cheating.
We'll talk about it on another. Let's talk about it. But guys, at the end of the day, with Mercedes, I think Valtteri's fine. I mean, and it's still early in the season for both of our B drivers. It's still a lot of racing left. So I say we review this again in 5 or 6 more Grand Prix. What do you say? To be fair. Guys, let us know in the comments. What do you think? Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We have an Instagram, Formula for Speed.
Formulating Speed.
Formulating Speed. I'm thinking about our channel. Yeah. Formulating Speed. And we have the YouTube link within there. So, please check us out. Also, Twitter. But let us know what you all think about both of these B drivers in this segment of Let's Talk About It. And again, thanks for joining us. Babyface, any final thoughts?
Tomorrow is Baku. Let's hope that both of our guys, fingers crossed.
No more. There's a lot of red flags in qualifying, guys. 4 of them. So it should be an exciting race tomorrow. 4 red flags. She didn't see it. I'm not ruining it. I did tell her Danny Rick crashed though, and I left it at that. No, I said more. I'm sorry. So again, guys, thanks for watching us. We love you. We appreciate you. And let us know in the comments what you think about our B drivers. Thanks again for watching.